Now I've got my Bitcoin. I'm a Bitcoiner. What do I do now?
Well, congratulations. You've jumped through a lot of hoops to get here. You've read about Bitcoin, you've heard about it, you made the decision to buy it, you've put it into your own wallet, and now you're storing it. What's great is it's kind of like gold. You can store gold in your vault and there's not a lot of maintenance you have to do. So either you kind of store it there and you just forget about it, which is awesome. You can do that. You can become more involved in the community, which means you can participate on Twitter and all the different social channels and Nostr and get more plugged in. You can go to meetups or conferences. I think these are really fun ways to better understand your investment and develop stronger conviction over time. And then finally, if you want to spend it, if you want to work in the space, one is you can go spend it in tens of thousands of merchants all across, online and in person. That's great. Or if you want to work in this space, there's a lot of job boards where you can come join Bitcoin companies. People are looking for great talent across many different roles, from sales, recruiting, engineering, design. So if you really, really care about this space and you really want to dive in deeper, there's a ton of roles out there for you, and I definitely welcome you to the industry.
Could you recommend some good books if I want to read more about Bitcoin?
Yeah, there's a lot of books out there. Just depends on kind of what you're looking for. I think to start off with, and a very simple one to read, is The Bullish Case for Bitcoin by Vijay Boyapati. I think it very succinctly lays out why Bitcoin's important and why you should believe in it. From there, there's a bunch of other ones. Layered Money by Nick Bhatia is awesome. You've also got the classic The Bitcoin Standard by Saifedean, and other books too. But those are some of the top ones out there. If you want to start your journey and to better understand, Bitcoin's origin, I definitely recommend you read my series called Planting Bitcoin, Bitcoin's Origin Story.
Can you recommend some other podcasts that are worth listening to?
You've got Tales from the Crypt with Marty Bent and Matt Odell. That's a classic one. That's kind of more intense, hardcore Bitcoin. You've also got the Stephan Livera Show. Stephan does a great job of exploring different Bitcoin topics. And then finally, you also have Preston Pysh, the Investors Podcast. Preston does a great job of summarizing kind of the macro picture and from an investor's perspective.
Can you recommend some great people to follow on Twitter regarding Bitcoin?
Twitter is where a lot of the great minds think and tweet out different thoughts on how Bitcoin works. I would definitely recommend you watch and listen to Lynn Alden. Lynn Alden is a great thought leader in the space. You've also got Nick Carter. I think he's really sharp as well. Also following Alex Gladstein, he's with the Human Rights Foundation. He's a phenomenal follow. He talks about how Bitcoin is helping improve lives all across the world. And then Brandon Quittem. Brandon Quittem is a really great thought leader. He's got some great pieces on how Bitcoin resembles plants and other sort of easy to understand analogies. And by following these folks, you're going to understand kind of who else to follow as well. They interact with a lot of other big accounts. So this is a great starting point on your journey of understanding more about Bitcoin.
What does it take to be a good Bitcoiner?
A good Bitcoiner stores their Bitcoin properly in a way that they fully control. So that's a hardware wallet. That's a dedicated device where no one else can access it. So you stored it in a way that gives you total freedom over your money. That's first and foremost the most important part of Bitcoin. Other good Bitcoiners would probably run a full node. Full node allows you to access the Bitcoin network directly without having to interact with anyone else. So you can connect your hardware wallet to a full node. And then, I think if you want to get fully down this rabbit hole, if you want to be orange pilled. So orange pilled is where someone really understands Bitcoin and really gets it, and it becomes part of their lifestyle. If you want to have this be part of your lifestyle and you want to tell more people about Bitcoin, become involved in the community, understand more intimately how Bitcoin works, and then go tell your family and friends about it. I do think that personally, Bitcoin is the greatest chance for human freedom. And if you're really involved, if you really think that this is that for you too, you can go out and explain Bitcoin to folks and who knows, maybe I'll see you on the other side of this camera someday.
Why is Bitcoin important to you, Dan?
Bitcoin's important to me because it allows people to be truly financially free. What do I mean by that? Financially free is having a money that isn't controlled by a government in terms of censorship, ownership, or them controlling the money supply. All three of those give you full freedom. So I don't have to trust these old bureaucrats in Washington or at the Fed who might change the monetary policy, or they might go print another $1 trillion. Or they might bail out a bank, or they might go censor me because I believe in XYZ thing. With Bitcoin, we're finally free. We're finally free with our money to do whatever we'd like with it. And I can take that money and I can go anywhere I'd like. So if a government becomes onerous and they start to crack down on transactions or crack down on different types of races, religions, etc., you can take your money and you can leave. And that ability, that freedom is truly what it means to be a human, is truly to be financially free.